Okay, I'm in South Ice Cave. Had to fight with my flashlight. It didn't want to turn on for some reason. So, switch batteries. Hopefully it'll be better behave. Alright. Notice how green it is here. Notice there's that X made of wood or logs on the bottom there. That doesn't change. Just a little bit of icicles hanging from the ceiling. Some bigger ones ahead. Oh wow. So look at this. There's an ice floor here. Some small ice formations there. Beautiful. That's a start. A lot of small ice formations on the rocks over there. Okay, I'm gonna have to go around this ice floor so I don't damage the ice. Boy, it's nice and warm outside though. It's too bad we can't come earlier, but they close it in the winter to protect the bats. So yeah, a few days ago was when it first opened, but I was busy. Anyway, it's a long story. All right, there's the entrance. A little bit sketchy, a little bit fun. But yeah, if you're qualified to do an ice cave, then you're qualified to get in this cave. Notice there's a hole in the wall there. I was going to check it on the way out, but I don't want to forget. So I'll go ahead and check it out now. Make sure I don't forget. Heaven forbid I'll miss a square inch. All right. Notice it's a crawl. You could go back there a ways. If I remember, it just gets smaller and smaller. So anyway, it's not really worth exploring. If it opened up, it might be worth it. Well, this is fun. Look at this. There's ice here, all over the rock. There's nice big formations up there. Wow. Let's get a close-up. This one on the rock here. Well, those are big. These are a few feet long. Wow, this is neat. Alrighty then. And then over here on the floor, there's ice all over here to the right. There's ice over there. There's ice over here. There's another view of this ice here. Another view of that icicle hanging there. All right, there's the entrance. Ooh, ah. Let's see if I can get through here without slipping. There's ice on the floor here, so I have to be a little bit careful where I step. There's little nooks and crannies too small for people along the wall. It's like the cave was made of layers. Okay, there's ice down there to the left, but I want to stay to the right. So I'm going to go ahead and very carefully climb down here to the right. There's not really a trail through here, but you can tell by the wear and tear on the rocks that most people go straight down the middle here. I don't know if the camera's picking up very well, but there's a lot of ice up there on the wall. Wow. And then down here farther on the wall too. Let's see if I can get down here. I have traction devices on my feet that help me on the ice, but it makes it a little tricky on the bare rock. It's just like driving around with chains on. Helps you on the snow and ice, but on the bare pavement it kind of gets ugly. Alrighty then. That's basically what I'm wearing. Chains for my feet. Okay, I'm not going to go any farther, but look at this. This ice here is covered with ice glaze. Over there is a big ice floor. Wow. And then there's ice here along the wall. And there's more ice up there along the wall. All sorts of ice up there. Wow. Cool. All right. Now, I'm going to get down closer to this ice floor. Feels like it's above freezing in here, but I don't hear any water dripping, so maybe I'm wrong. I was wrong once. I didn't like it. Here we go. Huh, there's a cool little icicle hanging down from that log, horizontal log, somewhat diagonal log. There's a cool little nook over there. And then up here along the wall, there's all sorts of icicles hanging. Ooh, cool. All right, let's see if I can find anything a little interesting. All over the floor here. There's ice to the right. Even straight ahead. I'm going to have to be a little bit careful about my route through here. I don't want to damage any interesting formations. But the only way through here is to walk on the ice. So I want to localize and minimize my damage. What's interesting, you can still see natural light from here. But the entrance, we're facing north now, so not much light gets in here. Huh. There's that ice floor again. Here's a little nook in the wall. Oh wow, there's ice back there too. Neat. Alrighty, good to know. There's a little bit of ice on the wall up there. Let's see if I can get up here without slipping. There's ice all over the floor. I don't have any traction devices for my hands, so grabbing onto the wall isn't going to help me any. Wow, look at this ice here. I forgot what this is called. There's a name for this like globular ice. It's clear ice, but it's very uneven because of the way the water's been dripping from the ceiling. And then underneath, you just got regular old-fashioned icicles. Ooh, okay, neat. Got icicles along the wall here. Got some icicles hanging down there. A little bit of ice down there. Of course, you realize I'm standing on ice too. Trying to minimize the damage here. This part's going to be melted in a few months anyway. Oh, cool! Look at the shape of this one. It's like it's kind of like the ones they have at what's it called? Shoot, not Skull Cave, Indian Well Cave at Lava Beds. There's like some clear ones down there. And then this one's kind of white right here. Cool. All right, let me find a place to safely stand. And then I'll turn around and look back towards the entrance, because the entrance is kind of cool. So there's some ice up there. There's natural light from the entrance. Turn up the light. Okay, there's 100%. I don't want to leave on 100% all the time, but wow, look at the lights up there. For one thing, if I leave the light at 100% all the time, it'll overheat and then I'll have to quit. All right, here we go. All right. All right, there's 20%. That should be good enough for now. If I leave it 100%, the battery lasts about half an hour. So if I leave it at 20%, it'll last like the whole trip. Whoa. So look at that. Nice big icicle. Several feet tall. Ooh, ah. So let me see if I can get closer to the ceiling. Ooh. I'm good. Look how much ice is down here. Ooh, ah. Notice there's another little hole in the wall there, too small for people. Wow, look at this one here. On the left side, right by the rock, it's flat, kind of like cave bacon, but made out of ice instead of calcium. That's a full column there, it looks like. See if I can get closer without damaging anything. I'm standing on bare rock right now. Can't tell if that's quite touching or not. It's darn close either way. Switch icicles down here, but I can't really get a good view. Ground's a bit uneven in here. See if I can get to focus on the ice. Small target. There we go. Ooh, Oh yeah, I had a point. So this white stuff on the ceiling, some of this is actually ice. Sometimes you go into a cave and there's white stuff on the ceiling or walls, and that's just cave slime. This isn't cave slime. This is white ice. Frost, basically. All right. Now I'm not at the end of the cave, but I want to be very careful getting through here. I don't want to damage the ice trying to get through here. Look how there's just ice everywhere. Holy cow. Including the floor. Yeah, I should be able to get through here. I'm gonna have to step on a couple small formations, but I should be okay. Luckily, most of the formations are to the left, so if I lean to the right, I won't be touching the icicles hanging from the ceiling. Even here, you can still see light from the natural entrance. The only entrance to this cave. The only way out. Okay, now let's see if I can get through here very carefully. Oh wow, look at this one. Nice big stalagmite there. Ice stalagmite. Ooh, It's another view of those icicles here. I'll get those on the way out too. I'm going out the way I came in, so gotta get everything from two different angles. Let's see if I can, wow. little upper area up there. With a small camera like a GoPro, it's easier to peek into there. I have a big camera now, it's a better camera, but I can't look into those little tiny areas anymore. Kind of disappointing. Oh well. Now, looks like I'm gonna have to go down to the left. I was planning on staying to the right, but there's just ice everywhere to the right. Looks like I'll be okay if I come down here to the left. Oh yeah. Whoa. I just stepped on a big rock and almost rolled away underneath me. Holy cow. Okay, there we go. There's a good view of this ice stalagmite here. That's the way I just came across. Here's another little couple ice stalagmites. Alright. Now, looks like it goes straight across here. Very carefully. See, there's all these ice on the ceiling. If I tried to get through here, I might have bumped those. Better go around. Look at this little tiny one. It's like 4 inches tall, but it's nice and clear. Compared to this one, these two that are both kind of white. There's another clear one up there where I just crawled through. Cool. Wow. Okay, there's 50% brightness on my light. This is such a big room. Go ahead and turn up the light just a bit. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and turn it back down to 20. Save battery life. Focus on looking at the formations close up. Oh wow. See, right here, there's just a thin glaze of ice on the rocks. For safety reasons, I'm going to go around to the left. Wow. The ceiling here has got so much ice on it, it's crazy. Wow. Nice big ice formations back here. Wow, I like the shape of those. The thing is, there's no natural light getting back here, so it stays colder. More chance to freeze and stay cold longer. Just a few small stalagmites here. I'm gonna see if I can go across and look at the ceiling. Very uneven. Even across the top there's all sorts of small formations. But I'm gonna see if I can go to the right here. I don't know if I can get down. I might have to go the long way. Yeah, it's gonna be too steep for me to go down this way, so I'll have to go back down to the left. But wow, look at this. There's ice up there. Huge ice formations down there. But I don't want to crawl down this way. So I'm gonna turn around, go back down here to the left. You see, most of the rock in here is bare. So you should be if you come here, you should be prepared for ice, though. This is an ice cave. Seriously, it is. All right. Some nice ice there. Wow. I'm going to zigzag a bit here. So look how there's ice all over the floor here. That's going to be fun. And look at the size of that stalagmite, ice stalagmite. It's like over a foot tall. I'm going to try to get closer to that. But first I want to go up here to the right. As soon as I figure out how I can get up there. Alrighty then. It's a little bit of ice stalagmite here. Ice all over here, wow. Wow. This is cool. Wish I was shooting in 3D. Someday I'm gonna get a 3D rig. But what I'm gonna do is gonna be too big to take caving. It'll be for shooting train videos. Not that train would be that interesting in 3D. Yeah, nobody makes a decent 3D camera. Oh well. I don't know if I got, there's a nice ice stalagmite there on the left. Nice ice here too. All right. See if I can turn around here very carefully. Oh, this is a nice view. You can see that big ice stalagmite down there. Wow, this is so cool. Oh God. Okay, it's a little bit slippery here. So that's why I'm going down and to the left. Hopefully there's a way through here. Keep hearing a booping noise. I think it's water echoing funny as it droops. Not really sure. Wow, there's a lot of ice in here. I don't know if I'm gonna... Oh yeah, I can go straight through here. Let's see here. Like I said, my problem is I don't have anything to hold on to. So I need to go a place where I don't really need 3 points of contact. So not too steep. Take the easy way down. Wow. There's the way out. Notice you can't see natural light anymore. That's why there's so much more ice in here. It's dark and spooky. It's a small stalagmite, short and fat, short and wide, short and stout. Oh, that one's liquid inside. I don't know if I can get close enough to prove it though. I'm mostly interested in the huge formations. Oh yeah, that is water dripping, I hear echoing. Alright, well. I'm almost down to the other ice floor. Remember, for it to be considered an ice cave, it needs to have ice all year round, not just ice in the winter. Pretty much any cave is going to have some ice in the winter at the entrance. Cold air gets in and freezes the water. Yeah, keeping it year round, that's a little more impressive. Alright, so there's the light at 50%. Alright, so let me turn it back down to 20% to save battery life. I'm shooting ISO 6400, so it's not like I need super bright light for most of this cave. Wow. I like down here the ruggedness. There's a nice big ice column right there. See how it's wide and flat there? Several flat pieces of ice. Cool. Oh, what the heck? There's some graffiti in here. Alright, well. I know what kind of weirdo thinks spray paint belongs in a cave. But, oh well. Alright. Oops. So I have to be careful here. So I don't have anything to grab onto with my hands. Just says 8-96. Must be the date they were here. Bragging about their little conquest or whatever. Yeah. Look at the size of this ice formation. Holy cow. There we go. It's ugly, but like I said, in caves, ugly and beautiful are really the same thing. As long as it's cave, I'm happy. Like I said, even back here, that dark spot on the bottom, that's ice on the floor. Alright, so now I'm going up again. I want to get up on top of the rock pile as tall as I can. I want to show you the ceiling. The ceiling here is really cool. A lot of times in a cave, when the ceiling is white, it's just minerals or something. This is frost. There's frost on the ceiling here. It'd be interesting to come through here late fall when there isn't any frost. You can see the difference. Because I bet it'd be colorful. I can see the rock underneath is like red and brown. Okay, I only have 1 minute left in this video. So don't forget, I'm going to go ahead and pause it and start a new one.